with this new Michael Jackson biopic releasing about a week ago, he has been quite the popular fellow. Now, people have been having Michael Jackson parties, dressing up as him, all kinds of pro Michael Jackson stuff has been going on. Now, the biopic covers some of his early years and looks interesting. I'll probably check it out. I enjoy Michael Jackson's music, but I cannot overlook all of the things that he did. And the things that he did are incredibly concerning, and it's very worrisome that so many people are completely overlooking that and treating him as this like positive icon and dressing up as him. And I don't know, it's just weird. It's insane. If you don't know, Michael Jackson is a child molester. So we'll go over this interview.
When
people hear that children from other families have come and they've stayed in your house, they've stayed in your bedroom.
Well, very few.
But, some have. And they say, is that really appropriate for a man, a grown man, to be doing that? How do you respond to that?
I feel sorry for them because that's judging someone who wants to really help people. Why can't you share your bed? That's the most loving thing to do is to...
No, why you can't share your bed is because you're a 44-year-old man and this boy next to you is a 12-year-old boy, one of many young boys that you sought out to become friends with. You groomed them, you groomed their parents, told them to come visit you in your house, showered them with gifts and money to get in good graces with them, to gain their trust. Then you would have, come over, I have all these rides. Oh, it's so magical. And yeah, your kid can hang out with me all day. And yeah, let's have tickle fights. Let's have a sleepover and have tickle fights. And, your kid, you guys maybe stay in the guest house or just, drive home. And just leave your kid with me and sleep in bed with me. You did that with so many kids, man. You're a fully grown adult and they're a kid. And you're, diddling them. That's why you can't do it, man. Why are you seeking out these kids to be friends with? It's incredibly disturbing, and it's a lot worse than that. A lot of people accuse this guy of those exact crimes. He was up on charges many times for those exact crimes, and it's pretty clear that he did it. And he basically, in this interview, admits it.
Share your bed with someone.
Now, he doesn't directly admit it, but it's like leaving every possible clue imaginable to it happening.
You really think that?
Yeah, of course.
You're taking the position that you use every single night that you go into. You sleep, and you're sharing it with another.
You said you can have my bed if you want. Sleep in it.
Yeah, it's like the biggest loving thing a friend can do. Yeah, use my bed. Come in my bed, kid. Let's have a sleepover and a tickle fight. It's so loving. It's the most loving thing you could do.
I'll sleep on the floor. It's yours. Always give the best to the company, Like to him, I said, because he was going to sleep on the floor. I said, no, you sleep in the bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
But haven't you got a spare room or a spare house here where he could have stayed?
Yeah, but no, yes, we have guest units, but whenever kids come here, they always want to stay with me. They never want to stay in the guest, and I have...
He had a ton of guest units. He's just this huge mansion.
Never invited them in my room. They always just want to stay. They say, can I stay?
That's a lie. That's an outright lie in another interview where he's with a boy who's younger than this kid. This kid's 12. Michael's 44. There's another interview with a kid that's 8 years old where he talks about Michael insisting that they sleep in bed together and they have tickle fights. That's a good one.
With you tonight? I go, if it's okay with your parents, yes you can.
Were your parents happy that you were here with Michael?
Yeah, my mom was all very, very, very happy. And I know they're happy because I was happy.
Did they come with you?
Yeah, most of the time, but I was...
Yeah, I mean, why would they even come? It's just me and Michael hanging out all the time, and, it's me and Michael in the bed, usually, so, why would they even be here? Just drop me off. Come on now. you know, that's what Michael paid for. He'd stop giving us all these big, luxurious gifts if we didn't do it that way, right? Like, you know, I like having all this money and all this stuff, of course. Like, Michael groomed these kids. And more importantly, he groomed the parents. And Michael Jackson, being one of the most, like, famous people in American history, with deep ties to the entertainment industry, and living in California, yeah, these parents are going to think, oh, man, this guy's just giving us all this money and all these gifts, and we just have to sacrifice our kid. And it's just like R. Kelly, right? Where it's like, oh, well, our kid, you know, they don't like this, but, you know, it's show business, baby. He's going to make our kid a star.
Because he was my parents, so I was mainly with Michael.
But they were happy that you were here.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just sad. It's sad and it's sick and demented. And it's insane to me that people overlook this. People, for so long, right? Like, Michael Jackson was the most prolific kitty diddler in America from the end of the 80s to the mid-2000s. You know, then after that, Epstein. As far as, like, celebrities go, right? I mean, Epstein wasn't a celebrity at the time, so I guess it would Bill Clinton, right? Bill Clinton's a better example, right? But, you know, for a while there was Michael Jackson. And I mean, Michael Jackson performed at Bill Clinton's inauguration and also performed at many Democratic Party, fundraisers. So he was close with the Clintons. And Epstein, not super close, but one very concerning thing is with the release of the Epstein files, people, and this is how I knew, like, no one in the Epstein files is getting charged with anything. Nothing's going to happen. None of these people are going to be held accountable. It's because one of the things people were saying is, oh, Michael Jackson, and him luring all these kids to his estate. He was doing that to protect the kids. To protect the kids from Epstein. Because all these files, they say that, one of the people, one of the Epstein's victims, one of his girls, met Michael Jackson at Epstein's house. And Michael didn't get a massage from her. Somehow that means that somehow Michael Jackson luring a ton of kids to his house, right? And the Epstein property that this girl met Michael Jackson at was his Palm Beach, Florida house. And Michael's house is in California, where he had the theme park, the Neverland Ranch. That somehow this is Michael Jackson protecting kids. This is the Neverland Ranch. Oh my God. Like, he lured kids here, groomed the kids, groomed the parents to allow the kids to sleep over in bed with them and have tickle fights all the time. Besties! To say that somehow Michael Jackson doing this was to lure kids, to protect kids from Epstein, is so perverted and demented and not reality-based whatsoever. First of all, there's nothing that would logically lead you to that conclusion in the Epstein files. Because, like, Michael Jackson, prolific kitty diddler, child molester, he has all these kids coming to his house in California all the time that he's diddling. Why would he, on vacation, visiting his buddy Jeff, why would he even dabble, right? Like, he's got all the kids to diddle at home. Why would he risk this guy who's seemingly, this Epstein guy who's seemingly, like, documenting all these famous people coming in and out? Like, Michael Jackson was smart with it. He didn't put himself out there. He's like, well, why take the chance? I'm literally have parents dropping kids off to have sleepovers right to my bedroom. Why would I dabble at this guy's place, right? Why would I put why would I take on that risk? It wouldn't make any sense, right? So who knows though, because he was pictured with Epstein several times and visited Epstein, so he probably did dabble, but not enough for it to make it into the files. Fairs, but absolutely he's a diddler. Because think about it. Michael Jackson, who knew Bill Clinton, knew Jeffrey Epstein, never said a word against them. Never called them out. Never called them out at all. Never. And Epstein was a New York guy. He was centered out in New York. Now, he had properties in Florida and all over the place. He was a billionaire, right? He had his own island. But he's an East Coast guy. Michael's a West Coast guy. Complete other side of the country. Like, how is him luring, like, California kids to his little, diddler ranch in California? Like, that's not luring, like, what are you talking about? You're going after underprivileged families in California who probably desperately want to get into show business, and you're targeting those kids. Like, you're not protecting anyone from Epstein. This guy never protected a single soul from Epstein. In fact, he never spoke out against Epstein or somebody like Bill Clinton. So to suggest that this guy was protecting kids is 20 levels of insane and unbelievably untrue. Just the cognitive dissonance of people is just insane here. Just absolutely unhinged. And two things worry me about this. I knew no one was ever going to get charged in the Epstein files the moment people said the insane idea that Michael Jackson was protecting kids from Epstein because he's not called out as a diddler in the files. I'm like, that is like 50 insane leaps of logic you'd have to make to come to that conclusion. And the Epstein files in general are a drop in the ocean, because the hotspots for child sex trafficking in the United States are the state of California and the state of Texas. Particularly the diddler's heaven, a diddler's paradise is Los Angeles, California. That's the hotspot, that's the hub. That's diddler nirvana in America. Obviously, areas of Asia and Africa globally are a diddler's paradise, but for America, it's Los Angeles, California, no question about it. No ifs, ands, or buts. But like, he literally says in interviews that he shared a bed with kids, that he's luring kids to his house. Come on, people, you can't pretend for a moment that this guy wasn't diddling kids. He 100% was. It's not even up for debate. You're just 20 degrees separated from reality. I like Michael Jackson's music. The reason that I care about this, that I'm talking about this, is because people need to be attached to reality and they need to look out for the safety of children. Which you're just actively not doing if you're denying the reality that Michael Jackson was touching kids. Because he absolutely was. There's no debate here. It's not a question. Because in interviews, he talks about having sleepovers in the same bed with young kids, having tickle fights. Come on, a 44-year-old being friends with all these different little boys and having them sleep in his bed with them? So I need you, people out there, people of the world. We can protect kids. We can protect kids right now. If your kid becomes friends with a 40-year-old man or any adults, don't let them go and spend the night with that kid. Don't let your kid go spend the night with that man or that woman. Any adults. Like, we live in a day where people aren't even letting their kids have sleepovers with their friends because kids might end up getting diddled. And I think that makes sense. It's just so insane to me. It's so insane to me. Like, where you don't have kids playing out in the street anymore because they might get kidnapped or some other bad thing might happen to them. It's like society has shifted to protect kids in major ways just in my lifetime. But people out here pretending like Michael Jackson wasn't diddling kids? Like, what? You think it's normal? Do you think it's normal? If you know any grown adults who are befriending random little kids at all, first of all, just that alone, call the police on them. Call the police on them immediately. But if they are beyond that, befriending young children, having tickle fights with them, and having sleepovers in the same bed, call the FBI at that point. Call like multiple police organizations at that point. Because, like, clearly that kid's getting diddled. Oh my god, it's like the most obvious thing in the world. Would you be friends with somebody? Say one of your coworkers is a grown adult, right? And they're friends with a 12-year-old boy. And they have sleepovers with this 12-year-old boy that lives down the street from them. You'd just be okay with that? That wouldn't raise an eyebrow. It wouldn't raise suspicion. You wouldn't say anything to anyone about that. You don't find that a little weird? Oh yeah, that's just my buddy. He, he's 12. He comes over. We sleep in the same bed. We have tickle fights. Nothing suspicious here. Nothing to see here, folks. It's just, what could be more loving than sharing your bed? Yeah, his parents just drop him off. It's just demented, and I'm talking about it because kids need to be protected, and you don't protect kids by looking the other way or thinking, oh, well, he wasn't called out in the Epstein files, so he was innocent. What? What the hell? This guy who was up on charges for diddling kids multiple times, and not just a few kids. This wasn't like one kid accused him. Quite a bit more than that, right? Like, Michael Jackson, objectively, a kitty diddler, a child molester, a piece of crap. Horrible person. People shouldn't be celebrating him. People shouldn't be dressing up as him. They shouldn't be throwing Michael Jackson parties. Hey, the movie's probably good. I'm going to check it out. I enjoy the guy's music. I'm not saying don't play the guy's music, or you need to, call him out at any and all circumstances. But to see him be celebrated in the way that he is in the last week just grosses me out to my core, because some of the same people celebrating this guy are trying to call out other people for doing a lot less. And that's bizarre, right? Like, that's just weird. I find that so weird. And think about it this way as well. So, Michael Jackson knew Epstein. He knew Bill Clinton. He sang at Bill Clinton's inauguration. Sang at all kinds of Democratic fundraisers. Never called him out. Never called out anyone in Hollywood. Never called out really anyone in the entertainment industry. He could have. Obviously, people love him. People are on his side. People, any backlash he would face. He's Michael damn Jackson. He would have been fine if he had called out Epstein, if he had called out Bill Clinton, but he didn't. He didn't. This guy who visited Jeffrey Epstein at his house didn't say a word. Don't you find that a little weird? Don't you find that to be the opposite of him protecting kids? Don't you find it a little weird, this theory of him luring kids to his estate in California as being the most nonsensical gibberish? There's no holes in this story, no holes in this logic whatsoever. That him luring kids, befriending underprivileged kids, grooming them, having them come over to his house, sleep in bed with him, and have tickle fights, that's not suspicious at all. That's him protecting kids. When he's got all this money, where he could send kids to a better location. He could be like, hey kids, hey victims of Epstein, here's some money, go to Disneyland. Here's some money, go to Universal. Like, you know what I mean? This idea is just insanity.